Let's understand the if else part in another example. So see here, what we are doing is we want to, from line number 10 to line number 14th, what we are doing, we are just saying that, hey, there is integer A declaration. On the 12th line, we are declaring the scanner object. We are saying, hey, enter a value, and we are capturing that value as integer. Okay. So remember and understand these 3, 4 lines will, if you want to get a value at the runtime, this will be helpful. Once you get the number, you're checking, is it greater than? So what is the objective of this program? Basically, the objective is print day based on number. Line number 7, if you will read it, print day based on number. If if user will enter 1, then print Monday. If user will enter 2, print Tuesday, and so on. Okay. So first thing, logically, we should check. We should restrict the user to enter only in the range of 1 and 7. Agree? Because if user is entering random value which is not between 1 and 7, then we don't want to print anything. Right? That's why the first check what we should do is if A is greater than equal to 1 and A is less than equal to 7, then only check different things. Okay. Then only check other things. What if it is not greater than equal to and less than equal to 7? So if you see at the end, there must be else part. See here in the 47th line, then we are saying that please enter within the range 1 to 7. Right? Logically, this is correct. So the first if is closing at 46th line. See here, the if which we did on 16th line, right? It is closing at some point, and then there is a else part for this particular if. Fine. If it is greater than equal to 1 and less than equal to 7, so whenever you want to check the value within a range, this is a better way. It is like if it is 1 to 7, then again we are checking, hey, is it 1? A is equals to 1, print Monday. If A is 2, okay, let's understand again. You can not, if you don't want to write else, that is also fine. You can simply say A is 1, then print Monday. If A is 2, print Tuesday, and so on. But there is another concept of else if. So if you want to continue with, you are writing if, and then in the else part, if you want to write another condition, then this is the way. So you can say if A is equals to 1, right? On the 20th line, print Monday. Else, then again there is a condition. Else if A is equals to 2, then do this thing. So in this way, you can continue with else part. Okay. But what is the advantage of doing this? What is the advantage of doing this? The advantage is once it will reach to this point, let's say, and if this condition is true, means user is providing you the value as 2, let's assume, then it will not go further to 26th, 38th line, 34th line, and so on. Okay. So that is a good thing. Another way is if you will not write else here, right, or here, it will go to every comparison because, you know, it's a logical thing. It will check all the conditions, but here it will not check all the conditions. I'll show you practically. I'm putting a debug point here. You will get to know what I'm saying. I'm doing a right click and saying debug as Java application. Enter a value. It's saying I am entering 2 and hit enter. Okay. Now, if you see here, I'm at line number 18. The current value of A is 2, which I have provided. So it's checking 2 is equals to 1. No. So it will go to the else part. Now, A, which is 2 is equals to 2. So when you are comparing two number in Java, it's 2 times equal to something. Okay? Now, yes, this is true. So now you see it will execute 24th line. Because this condition is true, this if part is true, it will not go to else part and it will save our time. It is directly jumping to the end of the program in this particular case. So hence you are saving the time of all this comparison. Okay. So this is a good thing about else if part. Fine. I will give you this program inside the main, whatever we have written. You can do this on your own also. Done. Let's copy it. Till then, we will move to the next program. No, it's same. So I was just showing you that you can do in this way also. But then there is a problem. I'll tell you what is the problem now. Same program, right? Without writing else part here, right? There is no else if now. Same program, if we will do this time, let's see how the execution will happen. I'm writing 2, enter. I'm at this line number 17. The value of A is 2, right? So it will not go inside this. It will check if A is equals to 2. Yes. It should print me Tuesday. That's superb. It's printing me. But it's going to the line number 25 also. So that means it is unnecessarily wasting the time to, to compare because we have written the program in this way, right? You are again saying if do this, then do this thing. If this, then do this thing. This condition is getting false, but still we are comparing it, right? See here, it is going to the 37th line, it's going to the 41st line, then it is ending. So whenever there is a continuous check one by one, it's better you use else if, right? Because you want to go to a particular, you want to reach to a particular statement, right? So that's it's better if there is a continuous check, use else if part and come out of that. So here, if this condition is true, it will not go to the else part. Okay? And subsequent all the else part, it will not go. Fine. That's it. Now we will practice about looping concept. Okay. Now let's understand this. What is loop? Loop is to do repetitive thing. Let's say if I'll ask you, print number 1 to 5, you will do this, right? One way is printing number 1 to 5, you can probably do this, right? Obviously, in the double quote, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will come in double quote and it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this is not making much sense. You're doing explicitly printing a particular value. There should be a mechanism to print the value, uh, in less number of lines. So let's understand. You're doing repetitive thing. This line number 9 to line number, let's say 13, we are doing again and again system.out.println one, system.out.println two. That means system.out.println is a common part. Only the thing which is changing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So why not take this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a variable and go from 1 to 5, something like that. So line number 17, if you see, we are doing through the for loop, we are saying we want to start from 1, we want to go till 5, d plus plus means increase it by 1. Okay? D plus plus is like using the increment operator and saying increase the number by 1. Simple. So the same thing which you wanted to do from line number 9 to 14 can be done in just 3 lines, 3 to 4 lines here. And the best part is whatever limiting condition you will give, if I'll give here, let's say, instead of 5, if I'll say 8, it will print that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know. So if I run this, see here, I'll show you. See here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So this is because of this for loop. So for loop will have 3 parts. One is initialization. Okay, let's understand the syntax part. Initialization, then condition to come out of the for loop. This is the condition to come out of the for loop. Then there is increment or decrement. Okay, let's understand with another example. So if I want to print something in decreased way, so I want to start. So you have to start from bigger value. Then you have to say, hey, my D is 34. Do the same thing. So what does this mean? This middle condition is something like if condition. If D is greater than equal to 37, execute this. Okay. So it will check the current value of particular variable and it will execute this thing and it will go up again on the 24th line and it will decrease the value of D. Okay. It will happen like this. So we are starting from 34. Greater than equal to y we have put because we want to decrease the value of D, right? So you're going starting from 34, ending at 37. So that's why you have to say D minus minus. So what this program will do, if the value of D is 34, 34 is greater than 27, true. So it will come to the 26th line, it will print hello, and it will print 34. It will go up and it will decrease the value of D, which is now 33. 33 is greater than 27, true. So it will again do hello 33. This particular condition will be executed only once. Okay, it is not going to execute every time. This is just starting point of your format. This particular two things will be executed again and again. Okay, with each iteration, we say iterations. So here, if you see, value will become 33, then 32, then 31, 30, 29, 28, 27. So once it will reach to 27, 27 is greater than equal to 27, true. So it will print hello and then in the next line 27. Now D will become 26. 26 is greater than equal to 27? No. 26 is not greater than equal to 27. So it will come out of the for loop. Let's understand. Whenever this condition will get failed, it will come out of for loop. Okay. Try this thing. If you want to do in your system, you can try at your end. I am putting this in your chat window. Just a minute. Somebody has asked something. Let me check what is the question there. Give me a minute. If D is 34, then it will not decrease D by D minus minus. D is equals to 34 will execute. I don't know what you are asking, but I have explained that this particular D is 34 will be executed only once. Now it is checking 34 is greater than 27. True. That's why it will execute 26th and 27th line. Then it will be decreased because you have written D minus minus. So D will become 33. Okay. This will execute only once. It is not going to execute every time. This is the starting point of your loop. Okay. So D is 33. 33 is greater than 27. True. It's like it works like that. Okay. Fine. A bit about the array part here. A bit something about array here, right? So if you see at the line number 31, we are declaring the array of integers. So this is the syntax to create array of integers. You're declaring 6. The array size is 6. That means you can put 6 values one by one. So there will be F0, F1, F2, F3, F4. In that way, you can have 6 values you can put. So here, if I'm printing F3, so it will print me 0. By default, if you are not putting any value, it will print 0. So it's like an interview question that what will happen if we will not initialize the integer array. See here, it is printing me 0 here. Okay. If it is string array, if it is a string array, that means you can put, in n0 you can put something, in n1 you can put something. It's like this. Okay. So if you see here, we are declaring the string array with size 3. If I print n1, there is no value as of now. So if you don't have any value, it will by default store null. Okay, it's like this. But if I'll say n1 is Nitesh, so what will now the Nitesh will be there in n1, but in n2 there is a still null. Okay, so when you declare like this, basically you have n0, n1, and n2. Whatever is the size of your array, you have -1 indexes. So if the index will start from n0, n1, and n2, you can store 3, strings in n0, n1, and n2. If I'm not storing anything on n0, so now initially, see here, I have put in comment that all 3 values are null. I'm saying n1 is Nitesh now. So now the first value is null, second is Nitesh, and third is still null. Fine. We'll talk about classes and object later on. Let's understand that in Java, everything is class. In Java, when I'm saying everything is class, that means whenever you use new keyword, right? It's a kind. String is also a class. If you see the definition of it, you will get to know what is classes and where it is not a class, right? So whenever you have doubt about what are the things which are class in Java, just hover over it. The Java doc will provide you that what it is actually. Okay, and proper defined thing, proper in detail, it will show you everything. Fine. So that's it till now. Let's do one more example. Let me see. Do practice 1. Okay, this one. As I said that doing the repetitive things through the for loop. See here. One way is if I want to print hash 7 times, or how many times it is? 8 times, I think. So you can do in this way, but this is not what we say a good way to do this thing, right? It's better you use for loop. So same thing you can do in this way also, right? Now you must be thinking why I have not written x is equals to 1 and going till 8, right? That will also work. Let's understand that this particular condition is just like starting point and end point. So no matter between 13 to 20, the difference is 8. Okay? Between 1 and 8 also, the difference is 8, right? So we have written equal to signs, then that we are considering 20 also. Okay. So same thing. If you go 1 to 8, it's same as going from 13 to 20. Okay. It's printing me hash 8 times. Right? Okay. What is print and what is println? Print means print it and be there on the same line. Okay, so it will print and the cursor will go to the next uh, character. So here it is hash and it will go to the next uh, character. It's like this. But println is going to the next line. So that's why if you see here, after the dash dash dash, it is not printing all this hash after that. It is coming to the next line. So println means do the thing, print this, and go to the next line. Let's understand again. Println means print this, whatever you are putting, and then go to the next line. Okay, great. Loop practice 2. Okay, that's a kind of good question. You don't have to run in your program. You have to tell me what will be output of this program with your paper and pencil. Now let's understand how this program will work. It's very simple. You want to go from, so let's say somebody will give you this program from line number 8 to line number 19 and say, what will be the output of this? Right? So it's not very difficult. You have to understand it line by line. Okay. So when we use for loop, S is 1, S is less than 100. That means we want to do the same thing 100 times. We want to execute the line number 10 through line number 17 100 times. It's like this. Okay, that's fine. At line number 10, I'm checking S%2 is equal to 0. Okay. What is this percent sign? It is modulus operator, which checks the remainder. Okay, so it's checking when you divide S by 2, what is the remainder? Okay. At any point, it is checking what is the remainder, right? So if it is 0, then execute this. What it is doing is S%2 is 0 is basically whenever a number is even number, then only the remainder will be 0, correct? So when it is even, then only come here. It's like this. When it is even, and now if it is divisible by 3, right? S%3 is equals to 0 means all the values which comes in table of 3, something like this, or a particular, all the values, which if you divide it by 3 and the remainder will be 0, then print this. So this particular program, this is basically print all the numbers from 1 to 100, which are divisible by 2 and 3 both. Let's understand again. It will start from S is equals to 1. Fine. 1 is less than 100. True. It will come here. 1% 2 is 0. No. 1% 2 is actually 1. So it will not execute anything here. It will go to the 19th line. It will come back. Value of S will increase to 2. 2 is still less than 100. It will check. Yes, it is true. 2 is less than 100. 2% 2 is 0. True. Yes. 2 divided by 2. If you do, remainder will be 0. So it will come on line number 12 and it will say that checking again. The current value of S is 2. 2% 3 is 0? No. 2% 3 is actually 2. So now it will not print this. It will come here at line number 17. There is no execution. It will come to the 19th. No execution. It will go back. And the value of S will become 3 now. 3 is less than 100. 2. It will come here. 3% 2 is 0. No. 3, when you divide it by 2, the remainder will be 1. So this is not a true condition. So it will come to the 17th line, 19th line. The value of S will become 4. 4 is less than 100. True. So 4% 2 is 0. Yes. 4 divided by 2. If you do, remainder will be 0. It will come here. 4% 3 is 0. No, 4% 3 is actually 1. When you divide 4 by 3, 4 by 3, then the remainder will be 1. So will not be printed. It will go to this. S will become 5. 5 is less than 100. True. 5% 2 is 0. No. 5 modulus 2 will be 1. 5 is an odd number. If you divide it by 2, remainder will be 1. So there is no way it will go inside this. It will come here. And now S will become 6. 6 is less than 100. True. 6% 2 is 0. Yes. 6 modulus 2 will be 0. Because when you divide 6 by 2, 2 threes are 6. Remainder will be 0. It will come here and then it will check 6% 3 is 0. Yes. Because when you do 6 divided by 3, 3 twos are 6. Remainder is 0. So this is fine. And it will print 6. Okay. In that way, it will execute it and again and again. I want to show you the visuals of this. Let's understand. And we are going to do it quickly. I'm running this program in debug mode. Okay. See here. First of all, S value is 1. Visualize only like what is happening. It's going back to the for loop. Why? Because this condition was false. There is nothing to execute. It is going back here. Now S will be 2. Okay. So 2% to 0. That's why it is going at 12th line. And this condition will be false. So 2% because the current value of S is 2. So it will go back to the for loop. Now S will become 3. See here, if I hover over it, the value of S is 3. It will go back, not doing nothing. S will become 4. So 4% 2 is 0. Yes. 4% 3 is not 0. It will be 1. So it will not execute this. It will go back to the for loop. See here. S will become 5. 5% 2 is not 0. S will become 6. 6% 2 is 0. 6% 3 is also 0. So it will go inside. And you will print 6. 6 is printed. Now S will become 7. It's not going. S will become 8. It will check. S will become 9. S will become 10. S will become 11. Not going. So if I hover over it, the current value of S is 11. Now, because of the plus plus sign, it is going to become 12. So now the current value of S is 12. 12% 2 is 0. Yes. 12% 3. Modulus. We should not use actually the percent, word, because, actually it is technically it is S mod 3. You can say in shortcut. S mod 3 will be, yes, 0 because 12 divided by 3, remainder will be 0. It will print 12. So what it is doing? It is printing all the values which is divisible by 2 and 3 both. But we are doing it systematically. We are saying, hey, first check. It should be divisible by 2. Then only come and check it should be also divisible by 3. Then do this thing. Right?